So the podcast has been pretty sports heavy over the past couple of weeks since I brought it back. I mean, as a matter of fact, since the relaunch, I don't think I've actually talked about a single topic on this podcast that wasn't related to sports. That wasn't really by design. It was just the way the things, that's just the topics that happen to come up. So I finally find one that is not sports related at all. This one is, imagine people have probably heard about this one by now. But apparently there's a list circulating on social media of women basically saying, listing places that are unacceptable to them, to take them on a date. Or at least I would say, or at least was it what, it was places that are unacceptable to take them on a first date. So apparently this woman, the Cheesecake Factory, if you try to take her to the Cheesecake Factory on a first date, she's not coming. She seems to feel like you've wasted her time if you take her to the Cheesecake Factory. Sporting events, apparently sports events are out. Bowling is out. Movies are out. Like any activity is out. Apparently going to church is out. I don't know who the hell would take somebody to church on a first date anyway, but apparently I'm guessing it must have happened because it made this list. And so this list circulated around and, people kind of, other women added things to it. And now people are just basically saying, it's like, well, what a bunch of entitled little wenches. Like, what are they expecting? Elon Musk to take them on a rocket ship ride to the moon? What is it that they're expecting? Apparently, I guess people thought that this was pretty unreasonable. You know what? I kind of thought the same. But it got me thinking about another story that had come out a few months ago. And it was another one of these things where they hit on TikTok. Apparently there's a whole bunch of people out there that put absolutely everything on TikTok. And so this woman had put on TikTok, she had been talking about this first date that she had gone on with this guy in New York. And so he takes her to this restaurant and he orders a hamburger. And the waiter asks, do you want to add cheese to that? Because apparently there was an extra charge to add cheese to a hamburger. Bit of a red flag there in terms of wherever this establishment is. But hey, you know what? I'm not in New York. I'm not worried about it. But usually if I kind of look at it and they don't have a hamburger with cheese and stuff already on it, I'm just probably going to order something else most of the time. But that's just me. But apparently this guy, just told the waiter, yeah, no, I'll just have it without. And so then this woman goes and she goes to the bathroom and then she decides that she's not going to go any further with this date based on that. This guy didn't get cheese on his hamburger, so he's out and she's out. And so she says, she stops at the front desk and she pays the whole bill before she goes, and then she just leaves. And then she put the whole thing on TikTok, and people raked this woman over the coals. Like, they drug her, for miles and miles and miles. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. To me, this is a totally different situation. I do not view this woman as being in the wrong. Really, I don't. And let me explain to you why. I mean, a first date, I think, as everybody should understand at this point, a first date is an audition. Like, it's an interview, but really it's an audition. You go on that first date and you are auditioning for the role of boyfriend. And then as you are the boyfriend, over time you are auditioning for the role of husband. And maybe you get to the point where you can pop the question and marry them. And at that point you've passed the audition. But your first date is an audition for the role of boyfriend. And so this woman wants to kind of see on a first date, some idea of what life with this guy is going to be like. And it seems like she just wanted to know one thing. She wanted to know that there was going to be cheese. She wanted to know that there was going to be cheese in her life if she married this guy. And hey, you know what? She's not wrong. She is absolutely not wrong. I think that she should expect there to be cheese in her life if she marries this guy. As a matter of fact, I think that she should expect there to be extra cheese. And I kind of would, I make a point of that now. Like whenever I take somebody out on a first date, you know, if the cheese is optional, I look at them and I was like, I look at the waiter and I say to them, how much do you have? Like, how much cheese do you have? Like, I want cheese. I want extra cheese. I want extra cheese. And I want extra cheese. I want all the cheese. I want you to bring me out that hamburger. I want that thing to be like 6 inches of cheese and then maybe like a beef patty underneath. I want this thing to be disgusting on account of the amount of cheese that's on it. And so that way I can impress upon the young lady that I am attempting to impress that, hey, you know what? Life with me? Cheese. In fact, life with me? Extra cheese. We're talking hamburgers, we're talking pizzas, we're talking pasta, we're talking anything else that you put cheese on. That's who I am. I am Mr. Extra Cheese. In fact, I'm actually kind of tempted to put that on a t-shirt and just start wearing that around so that like all the single girls just know. It's like, hey, you know what? That guy right there, he's got the cheese.